right, welcome back everyone to the Aether Universe podcast, where Aly and AJ discuss, in light of the Black Panther 2 movie, we'll be discussing one of the characters within that movie, Namor, and how they compare to one of the champions of the Aether Universe. Right after this intro.
All right, welcome back to the Aether Universe podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back to episode 5 of the Aether Universe podcast. And like I told you, I got plenty more for you because the Dirty Trump podcast has now released its 161st episode at this point. Yeah, for 161, we are going strong. Me and Mark have been doing this for the last 3 years now, and it has been a whirlwind, but we're not here to talk about that today. We are here to talk about Wakanda Forever on the Aether Universe podcast. Now, of course, we can't talk too much about it because this is not a Marvel Universe podcast. You know, find one of those for me. I'll wait. But anyway, I was looking at. First of all, are you excited about the?
I'm so excited.
Oh my God, I am.
I really hope they don't screw it up though.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge when you have somebody who is who's supposed to play the character, and they pass away. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I was reading recently that the exec said Marvel kind of knew it was coming. Like he kind of held on to that information for a while, and they had a contingency plan, so I'm not really sure if that's going to show in this movie, but you know, R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah,
iconic guy in the and just acting in general, not just Marvel. Like, this dude played some very high profile roles, and especially like in the Black community. Like he was a legend, literally, like the next Denzel even.
Yeah.
So like R.I.P. to him, man. I know it's been a while, but you know, we still missing him even when Marvel isn't the same without him. Like
No.
he was a pivotal piece in just about everything since the Black Panther movie, or not the Black Panther movie, but the Civil War movie. So yeah, man, this is going to be hard to watch this next movie, and
knowing that he's not going to be in it.
Right. It was almost like watching the next movie after Stan Lee passed away. The next Marvel movie, like you just knew you weren't going to see a Stan Lee cameo anymore. And like his last one, what was his last one? I think it was in
Wasn't it Homecoming Spider-Man?
Was it Spider-Man Homecoming? Was he in Homecoming?
I think so.
I thought his last one was which came first, Homecoming or Captain Marvel? You don't know either? Yeah, I don't know. I just know, like, whichever one it was, like, I was just in the movie theater and like, just like, oh man, this is gonna be the last one.
Yeah.
Like I felt it when, and I think they felt it too. It's like they kind of did it as if like this was going to be the last one. And I don't know if maybe that was like subconsciously I was thinking that way, or if that was just, I don't know. But yeah.
But anyway, that is not the reason that we started this topic.
So
now that we're all properly depressed.
Oh, sorry about that. But anyway. So we wanted to do this little challenge of challenger versus champion, Marvel versus Aether Universe, because you know, obviously within comic books and things like that, when you start creating things, art starts to imitate art at some point. And it's inevitable because you know, certain situations require certain characteristics of certain characters and certain powers and things of that nature. So I wanted to start by recognizing that there is a Atlantean character that shows up in the Marvel universe by the name of Namor. Now, when I first learned about the movie, I had absolutely no idea who Namor was. Had absolutely no idea that there was a Atlantis in the Marvel universe, but this character shows up, and they said that, you know, they talk about him in all of the Marvel breakdown or the Black Panther 2 breakdown Easter eggs, things you didn't see in the trailer and all these other things, and then they start talking about him, and I'm like, yo, I've never known about this character, but apparently he's been there. He's been there for ages now, almost.
What was it, 1939?
Yeah, he's almost he's about a few years off of 100 years old.
Huh.
But you know, obviously nobody in the Aether universe, as far as characters go, are close to that old. I think the oldest character is 14 at this point. Might be a little older than that. For what year is it? Yeah, 14. Yeah, so the oldest character is about 14 years old. So, you know, obviously there's going to be some kind of crossover as far as ideas go. So, like, for those people who out there who watch, like, do this weird thing, because I know that this strange thing between, like, Marvel and DC, where it's like people want to shoot down one character because there's another character in Marvel that kind of does the same thing or has the same thing.
Yeah.
And I know that back in the day there was like this competition going on with Marvel and DC, where they would see a character and then DC will go and create a character that kind of go like
closely replicate,
follow the same formula. But guys, that's literally because of marketing. Like it's just one of those things. Like we don't have to kill one off just to support another one. Just go and support the other one. There's going to be fans that's going to like that other character. It's not a competition. We don't have to cancel one brand because one brand decided to go that route. Like, it's literally creativity. It's art. You do what you want to do. Like, it's not that serious.
Well, and not only that, but there's only so many powers that you can think of. Like, yeah, every now and then you might come up with like some weird one, like the ability to control feathers or something. Yeah. That's costume. Oh well. But anyway, like there's only so many things that you can possibly think of. Like obviously one's going to need super strength, one's going to need the ability to control weather or wind or whatever the case might be. One might have telepathy, might have telekinesis, whatever the case.
But you know what I love about the Aether Universe though? Like at this point, there hasn't been a person who didn't receive a power out of necessity. Mm-hmm. Like everybody in the Aether Universe has come across their powers in a way that the environment or a situation gave it to them because they needed it. Mm-hmm. So like I want to keep that same trend going with future characters, like explaining how characters got their powers. But you know, it is what it is. Like at this point, like I have to do what I had to do. Mm-hmm. And keep the story going. It's 299 characters, almost. I think we're over 300, but there's some uncounted characters and some new stories that I'm developing. But I'm just hoping that everybody has a reason why their powers are there, and not just some random occurrence that, you know, just a character just showed up and they had these powers. So
yeah.
Anyway, all right. So Namor, I pulled up. I did a little research on him, and I was impressed by what I saw. So here's what we're going to do. Because I don't have a character that replicates Black Panther at this point. And the reason why we're doing this episode is because at some point there will be somebody who is ready to cancel the Aether Universe because Aether Universe has a character that looks on paper looks a little bit like another character of the Marvel Universe or DC Universe. So we're going to do these. Like, This is going to be a thing. So get ready. So you guys need to know that we out here and we are stepping up, and we're stepping up to the plate and we're ready to fight in the Aether Universe. We are ready to fight. So I did a little research on Namor because Black Panther, I don't really. We have a lot of characters with super strength and agility.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Black Panther necessarily has super strength. I think he just has like good agility and that little impact thing where he can shoot
With the suit.
Yeah. I'm not really sure if he has super strength. Somebody can let me know if he has super strength. I'm not really sure, but there's a lot of characters that move like Black Panther in the Aether Universe. Not necessarily like a cat, but the speed, the agility, and like it's not really that special to me, in my opinion. Like characters with those abilities, I don't necessarily give a whole bunch of attention to because it not that interesting.
You're shooting yourself in the foot.
I mean, it is what it is. Like their powers. Like somebody else might come along and like them, but I think the thing is that their relatability.
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody could be fast. Anybody could consider themselves strong. So like it's the relatability to the fans that are you know, that's their thing. I'm gonna write them regardless. But you know, my thing is the dark and twisted mentalities, the corrupt spirits, and like I love those kind of characters, the ones that you know they can't understand right from wrong no matter what they do. Like I love those kind of characters, like the damaged ones. I love those ones. They're fun to write. But
love.
But in this with this character Namor, he is half Atlantean and half human.
Mm-hmm.
And his mother was from Atlantis, and his father was a sailor
Mm-hmm.
who, I guess, like the siren song, you know, he fell for a mermaid, and you know, here we are. So who's that sound very, very familiar to?
You want me to say it?
Yep.
Karylina.
It sounds very similar to Karylina. So in the Aether Universe, Karylina is and not to spoil the second book, Guardian of the Pacific. Karylina is the offspring of a Hydrian queen and a man who he just happened to find her mother one day and saw that she was kind of new to the area, and he kind of showed her some affection, and you know, push come to shove, he had a baby by her. When I heard that part, it kind of it sparked something. I was like, all right, so here's the catch. We doing this one. This is the one. So those two characters, like, and I want to start off by explaining the Hydrians, right? Because Hydrians are they're not necessarily fish people, like as people would assume. And in a future episode, we'll be talking about the 7 or the 6 races of humanity, and we'll talk about the Hydrians, the Aryans, and all of those other races that cohabitate Earth in the Aether Universe. But today we're going to talk about the Hydrians, and what they are. They are humans who evolved to live underwater. So they're literally they're literally like, if you can imagine evolution happening, if the land was always wet or something,
Mm-hmm.
and what humans would probably develop like web toes or something like
Yeah.
that. In reality,
Mm-hmm.
that'll probably be a real thing over the next 100, 200 years or something like that. Like, but these humans in particular, these Hydrians, have developed a way to they have evolved to be able to live under the water,
Mm-hmm.
and they have created colonies underwater. So you know, you have the 7 Hydrian kingdoms of the 7 seas. So Karli is the queen of all of them.
Yeah.
So of all of the 7 kingdoms, she is the queen of every single one of them. She is literally the queen of all Hydrians because her mother was the queen of it. So she inherited the
The throne.
she inherited the throne from her mom. And Namor is also the prince of Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their similarities there. But Atlantis was literally like just one little area in the Atlantic Ocean. I didn't know it until yesterday that Atlantis existed in the Marvel universe. So shoot me in the head, I guess. I haven't really gotten into those comic books in particular, but it's apparently a thing. Atlantis exists in the Aether Universe, but it's the Atlantic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes in at. Let's talk about abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So based on the because you've read Guardian of the Pacific, based on the book, what did you feel that Karli is the shortened version of Karylina, obviously. What did you think of her abilities?
I thought she was underrated at first.
Mm-hmm.
But with the big reveal at the end, like you could see like just kind of her come into her own
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of understand who she actually was, and just she became like somebody almost trying to, you put me on the spot, I don't know how to word this, but like she started to really embody all that she is all at once.
Yeah.
And just like her strength and the speed and just the pure force behind her.
Yeah.
That was really interesting.
That's the fact that she was able to stand up to Roxelle was like, I bet like there was some reader that was listening to that like reading that and was like, wait, what? Like she's human. Like how is this happening? But it's literally because she is the descendant of Arcanan royalty in the Aether Universe. So her mom is and I can't say too much because we haven't really revealed that in the stories yet. So just based on who her mother is, she has some latent abilities of a god.
Yeah.
So she is a deity. She's a goddess. So that's one thing that we're gonna go ahead and say in this episode. This will be the first time you guys are hearing that, and that will be revealed very soon. But you know how, this is what you want to know. Like when you read that part, like I want you guys to really pay attention to that, because it hasn't been revealed yet. I hadn't spoiled anything yet. It was kind of obvious, but you know, because she's human, and Hydrians and regular Hydrians don't have superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Like not everybody in the Hydrian kingdom can fly or shoot beams from their hands or have hydrokinesis. Roxelle doesn't even have hydrokinesis.
Right.
So like and Roxelle is Karli's full Hydrian sister.
Yeah.
Sonar, neither Sonar or Roxelle have hydrokinesis. So she could, I think Roxelle can like do things underwater that kind of resembles hydrokinesis, but like as long as she's in water, she can do it. Namor, his strength and his ability, well, his abilities in general, kind of pales over her. Like he has a leg up. All right, so his abilities is super strength, hydrokinesis, and atmokinesis.
Which is the first time that either of us has ever heard of that.
I've never heard of that, but atmokinesis is the ability to control weather. So there are characters that can control weather in the Aether Universe, but Karylina is not one of them. So Namor is able to control the weather as long as it has a water-based molecular structure.
Mm-hmm.
So he can make it rain, or he can probably do like tornadoes or something, because it's all revolving.
You mean tsunamis?
No, tornadoes, because it's all revolving around clouds and water.
Oh.
So he could probably like manipulate the water in the clouds or something and make it rotate or something like that. I think I seen something a little bit like that in one of the slides on the video that I watched researching them. but he can control and probably most likely tsunamis. Like I'm pretty sure he can do that. But those are things that Karylina is able to do as well.
Yeah.
So Roxelle was able to create a tsunami in Guardians of the Pacific, and Karylina was the one that had to stop it by eliminating the water that was present.
Right.
So Namor, the difference between them and their hydrokinesis is that Namor is able to use the water as long as the water is around. However, Karylina is able to create the water or delete the water if she needs to.
Yeah, like
So
completely
she can
make it vanish.
Yeah. So she can completely drive the planet out if she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only because of her ability to unlock the potential of the hydrosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Namor, in that sense, I don't think he would necessarily he wouldn't fare well in that situation.
Yeah, damn, she could zap any sort of water out of him.
Yeah, she can dry out like human life. She can, like 73% water in the human body, she can take it out.
Yep, that's a good way to make him
dehydrate a person right on the spot.
No.
It's a very very
grim,
very horrible. Yeah. Imagine if she was a villain.
Don't make her a villain. I would be so mad.
So as far as strength goes, Namor has been noted to be able to lift 100 tons.
Wow.
Apparently that's like, and he's a mutant too, so that's a little well, they kind of noted him as a mutant in the Marvel universe,
mm-hmm.
but I don't necessarily see him as a mutant if he's a descendant of an Atlantean. Like, I don't know how that makes him a mutant.
Unless they consider all of them a mutant.
Anybody with powers?
Yeah.
Captain America would be a mutant, but he's not. You don't consider him a mutant.
That's just because he's a white guy.
Oh.
But I'm half white. I can say that.
But Karylina, it hasn't been noted like how strong she actually is.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like in the context, she would be like evenly matched with him, if not stronger. Because Roxelle is like one of the strongest characters in the Aether Universe, which
mm-hmm.
is why she has her which is why she has her status in the Aether Universe of being the she's pretty much like the dark champion of or the empress of the Hydrian kingdom. So
mm-hmm.
she's not necessarily the queen of it.
Yeah.
But she stepped down as queen to allow her sister to be queen. So Roxelle is the head of the military.
Yeah.
And she had that status because she is the strongest. She, like, hands down, like, power, like, blow for blow, she's stronger than Karylina, but she just can't beat her. Like, this
right.
Is, like,
she probably doesn't have the endurance or the speed.
So I'm not sure if, like, 100 tons, like, can they lift 100 tons? I'm pretty sure both of them can, but like, punch through a mountain if they wanted to. But, like, I believe that Namor might be stronger than Karylina, like, as far as, like, strength goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a really close battle on that one, on the strength part. Like, I think it's just, like, because she's, like, really small, so, like, it's only but so much she could do. You like, it's physiology that still got to go into it.
Like, there's all that time that she spent thinking that she was only a human. Right,
exactly. So she never, and that the fact that she's still half human too.
Yeah.
So, like, that's also something there. And okay, let's talk about the flight. I wanted to talk about that too. Obviously, both of them can breathe underwater. Karylina doesn't have gills, but she's hydrokinesis, so she's able to allow herself to the chance to breathe underwater, so she doesn't have gills like all of the other Hydrians do. So we can go ahead and pass that. Namor has wings on his ankles.
Oh, so he's like that. Dang it! I just watched that movie. The one with the shoes that have it.
Ooh, wow. Why am I drawing a blank here?
Zeus's like right hand.
Yeah. The delivery guy.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
Dang it!
I really can't think of his name.
I just watched it.
It's crazy. But
anyway,
he has
like him.
He has wings on his ankles. They said that whether or not that allows him to fly or not is like they don't know, but he can fly because of that, or like some kind of telekinetic thing going on. Like he's able to fly because of that, or it's like some kind of psychic ability. Or something.
How does that work?
I don't know. Like it's a little weird.
Because I doubt that they're big enough to like carry him. And
yeah,
does he
like,
fly from like?
Inch.
Does he hang down and fly from his ankles?
Just like
is he like a bat?
Upside down, just fly. Oh God, I don't know. I guess we'll find out tomorrow on the new Black Panther, Black Panther 2: Wakanda Forever, how Namor flies. But yeah, so that was a little strange to me. I was like, he has wings on his what?
Yeah.
But anyway, Karylina also has flight, but she flies using her energy. So there's this ability in the Aether Universe called Kytron manipulation. Obviously, Kytrons is the measure of energy or life energy in living beings, and certain people in the Aether Universe are able to manipulate that energy and use it for whatever they need. And flight is one of the common uses of Kytron manipulation in the Aether Universe. One of those things, obviously, or being controlling other people. Telekinesis is a thing of Kytron manipulation. Empathy, like extreme empathy, like feeling other people's emotions, would be one of those things that's considered Kytron manipulation. So flight is Karylina is able to fly because of that. So also the speed in which they swim, I thought that would be an interesting thing to talk about as well.
Yeah. How fast was he able to?
Apparently, according to the research that I did, his top speed is 345 miles per hour.
Wow. And Karylina?
But he actually swims at 345 miles per hour.
I wonder how often he has to get his shoulders rotated.
You imagine, like, he just, like, in the water like the Flash, just, like, feet kicking, like, just going, just, it's crazy. It seems kind of impossible, too, but, we ain't gonna go there. So, just about every Hydrian swims faster than him.
Yeah.
Just about every single one of them. They swim at the speed of a torpedo, because majority of the fighters or the soldiers in the Hydrian kingdoms, and you could tell just based off of like one of the scenes in book 2 of the Arcane and Calamity series, where where they can see the shore of like the soldiers coming at them, and like how fast they're coming, and you just see them, like the water just shooting up past them, past their fins or whatever. But like, everybody knows Kytron manipulation, so that same energy that they use to fly is the same energy they use to swim. So based on how strong you are in using your Kytrons, or how powerful you are as a being, as a living being, you're able to use more energy.
Yeah.
And Karylina being one of the strongest people, or one of the most powerful in the Aether Universe as it pertains to energy,
Mm-hmm. She can swim pretty damn
expel
fast.
more, right? So her top speed underwater is Mach 2,
Wow.
which is around 1,600 miles per hour.
That's insane.
There's even a fun fact, right, of when during her training, when she, like, between book 2 and book 3, when she became queen, there was this there's a fun fact that I wrote down where she was training with Sonar and Roxelle, and she decided to test her top speed and just like see how fast she can go. And she first hit the Mach 2. You know, you break the sound barrier at Mach 1.
Yeah.
So you break the sound barrier underwater, it's like an atomic explosion happens.
Oh.
So she accidentally created a tsunami that was going towards the California coast again during that point. So like there's a fun fact in there where she does that by accident. So I don't include that in any books, but it happened.
Oh.
It was there.
How'd she stop it?
The same way she stopped it in
in the book.
should I have not said that? That's whatever. Read the book. It's a good book. All right. So what else? There are side effects. One side effect of Namor is that he has to be in contact with water.
Mm-hmm.
And another, like, he also has like a mental instability that because of his physiology, his blood oxygen levels or whatever, because he's on land too much or on water too much, it actually affects his psyche.
Huh.
Karylina doesn't have that problem. She's not one of her side effects is that she's not a full Hydrian, so she can't breathe underwater. So if you take away her ability to use her Kytrons, which is a very, very strong thing, like there's a very strong presence of eliminating the use of Kytrons in the Aether Universe. You have the Kytron cuffs, the Kytron reactors, the things like that are used against casters to keep them from using their powers. Those things also work on Karylina. However, she does have super strength, so if you put her in a pair of Kytron cuffs, then she can break them. So
True.
There's that. That's not a Kytron ability. So if you did do that, if you found a way to keep her from using her Kytrons underwater, she would drown.
Right.
So there's that. Namor, on the other hand, he has to be in water, because if he's not in water, or if he loses contact with water for too long, his powers diminish, which is something that the research said. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to do that in the movie tomorrow, but
maybe.
I'm not sure. Like I guess there's still only one way to find out. I can't wait to go to the Cine Bistro. I can't wait. Anyway, but yeah, they have that going for them. Also, like, full Hydrians can transform into what's called primal Hydrians. Mm-hmm. Where and we did talk about that in book 2 as well.
Yeah.
As well as book 3, where Sindel turned into a primal Hydrian. That's just pretty much like a version of Hydrians where they're able to turn into more of fish people. More like a fish dragon kind of situation.
Yeah.
Or like a lizard. I don't know. I it's really hard to explain. It's almost like they like a 4-legged shark.
Now you just make it sound silly.
I don't really like it. I had to draw it. At some point, I'm gonna have to draw it and conceptualize what I have in my head. But what I wrote down don't make sense. So yeah.
Still in editing.
Yeah. I'm still trying to put a actual face to the words. So there's that. But anyway, Karylina doesn't have the ability to transform into that. which would inevitably make her stronger. I was still kind of hesitant about the fact of like going in that direction with her. Like her character, her storyline isn't like 100% defined at this point. There will be a point where she gets stronger than she is in book 3 and book 4, because she does make a presence in those books. But I'm not sure if she'll be stronger than Namor. Like I just don't see it like.
But I mean, you also don't have to be the strongest in order to beat somebody either.
That's true. Like I said, like I was telling you earlier, I think that based off of their attributes, she would be able to like kind of like come up with a solution to beat him on a smarts level, like take away the water or whatever. Like that one ability of being able to just zap the water out of something is pretty unique.
Right.
And she could kill him with that.
True.
But he could also get his hands on her and beat the living shit out of her. Just
not if she can swim faster or fly faster.
But if they say if they're on land, like most of the Wakanda Forever movie, it looks like it's happening on land. So like, she can get away from him, but she also can't get close to him. She has, and I think like,
is her speed only limited to water, or is it limited or does it apply to land too?
As far as flight goes, yes.
What about like running?
No.
Okay.
No, she can't run faster. The only people who can run fast in the Aether Universe are people who can manipulate light.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So she can fly faster, or it doesn't say how fast he can fly. I didn't get an answer to that. He could fly, be able to fly at Mach speed too. We don't know that. Upside down and everything.
I'm gonna be so upset that I said that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, it's a really close call, but I think that there's like some factors that could come into play where he could beat her and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like, if he, all right, I'm trying to think of something like, if he found a way to, because he has telekinesis, and there is a way telekinetically to disrupt someone's Kytrons. If he found a way to disrupt her Kytron manipulation and caused her to not be able to breathe underwater, then he got her.
That's unfortunate.
But on a similar note,
she can zap the water out of his body and make him a dehydrated fish.
She can turn him into jerky.
I don't like the idea of fish jerky.
Well, she could just straight up taxidermy him, or just right on the spot, just.
Can't with you.
Yeah. So like, she can take the water away, but there's limitations to that power as well. So it's not like she can just do it at will. There's some ramp up to that. Like it needs to be a certain type of situation in order for that to happen. So it's not like she can just do it at any moment. So that's one thing that might work in his favor. But like hands down, just like blow to blow, I think he got it. But like at a range, I think she got him, because she can also use energy and blast energy from her hands too. So
yeah,
there's also another thing. So I don't know. I don't know who to choose on this one.
I vote her.
You vote her. I know there'll be somebody who just like, oh well, of course they're gonna pick the person from Aether. It's like
he doesn't.
You can't win. You can't win on that one. I think it's just a situational thing. It's almost like when people say like who would win in a fight between Hulk and Spider-Man. Like they're like different variables that you had to take into account when you come up with stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. So inconclusive for me, and Ali thinks that Karylina would take the fight
Oh yeah.
no matter what.
No matter what.
Like I said, I can't say that he won't get
She's
his
scrappy.
She is. I give her that. But I can't say that he won't be able to get his hands on her and defeat her that way.
Considering I've never heard of this guy before, I don't think that he's that big a deal.
Based on some of the affiliations he has in the in Marvel Comics, I think he's been a bigger deal than they wanted to write about or make a movie about. It's just a matter of like who the producers and the executives they pick for their movies. Like kind of like how Black Lightning in DC Comics has been around forever. Like he was even on the Super Friends, but nobody really talked about him. And then all of a sudden he showed up on the Arrowverse show, and then everybody was like, "Oh yeah, that guy." It's literally photos of him everywhere in like the old days of like the Justice Friends. I don't know if you ever watched that, but he was there. He was there. He had a different name. Yeah, I don't remember his old name, but it was pretty disrespectful, so they changed it.
Good.
I think Black Lightning is also kind of. I ain't going there.
It's only disrespectful if you feel like, because Black Lightning does exist, and maybe they were thinking like, yeah,
run that back.
Black Lightning exists. It's a phenomenon.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll be researching that soon. But that's pretty cool. So that would be the end of this episode, and Karylina.
Look forward to more.
Karylina, I guess you take the cake, or it's I don't know, inconclusive. Anyway,
we have one of each of us that works.
So we will be definitely going to see Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever tomorrow when it comes out. If you guys are listening, let's be a part of the conversation. Tell us if there's something that you want us to know about Namor and his powers, because like I'm not really that well versed. I know that every research that I did was a little bit research. You might not find all of the answers that you need during research, so it might be some things that I'm not accounting for. And I would love to know more about those things, and we can continue this conversation if you want. And I can continue to letting Ali tell you about how Karylina will smoke Namor. But regardless, right
the whole
now,
Black Panther team plus Karylina.
We can't do that. That's not fair. She is pretty strong, so like she's a god, so she also has that. So it could be I could not be giving her enough credit. So
and you're the writer.
But no, she is one of my favorite characters.
You just want her dead.
I do love Karylina. Her character and like her background, where she came from and what she grew into, like her development as a character is like one of those things where I'm proud of, because like at one point I wasn't good at character development too. So like just knowing that she was able to grow into something, and you can see the change happen in her and like the way she responds to other characters and like her status and things of that nature, like her becoming the Hydrian Queen and in the Aether Universe, like things like that. Like I love that aspect of her character, and it makes me like the Hydrians even more. So my favorite people to write about at this point are the Hydrians, but I have to spend more time talking about the Aryans now at some point too. So yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Look forward to it.
I look forward also to that episode where we discuss the differences between all of the race of humans in the Aether Universe. So you guys don't want to miss that. Right now, Ali, what are we doing?
We are in the process of another NaNoWriMo.
Another NaNoWriMo, and we got it in the bag already, folks. I'm not trying to brag about it, but I do know that there's some people out there who are doing nano, and if you're one of those people, kudos to you for having the audacity to do so. It takes some real dedication to say to yourself that I am going to write 50,000 words
in only 30 days.
Only 30 days. When I first did it, the first year that I did nano, I psyched myself out because I did a book that was 90,000 words. Like earlier that year, took me 5 months to get it done.
Yeah.
5 months to get that book done. And when I did nano, when the opportunity of nano first arrived, I was just like, I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I could do it. And I did it in 21 days.
Yep.
So it's just literally a matter of putting yourself into the position to make it happen and actually putting the work in. And I believe in every single one of you who's listening to this right now who wants to do NaNoWriMo. If you want to pick up the pen, pick up the keyboard, and get it done, I believe that you can actually do it. The only thing that it's going to take from you is the dedication to yourself to accomplish the goal that you want to accomplish. And that goal is either winning nano or making that book that you've always said you wanted to do. That is my dirty trunk spiel for this episode of the Aether Universe podcast. I was about to go into a full presentation on that, but anyway, I'm not going to do that to you guys. Listen to the Dirty Trunk podcast if you want those. So we are by the time they listen to this, we'll be about 2 weeks into it, but you guys can still get started. Today will be the 10th, I think, when this episode releases. So you guys can still get started on your goals at NaNoWriMo. Go to nanowrimo.org and start that off. This episode isn't sponsored by Marvel or NaNoWriMo, so don't go there. But anyway, yeah, we are doing that, and we are still doing our Shut Up and Write meetup. Still doing that at the Central Library in the Chesterfield, Virginia area. If you're anywhere near that area and want to come join us for a writing session where we sit down for about an hour and we discuss and we write for an hour and we discuss the things that we wrote with complete silence and just focus.
Yep.
For a whole hour, just
really nice.
Write. And what I've learned is that when you write with other people, it kind of holds you accountable to writing. I can't write the same at home when I'm by myself than when we're at those groups.
It's true.
Even as much as I do on a word count perspective on my own, it still don't compare to when we're in those groups.
No, it doesn't. Like, we don't get as much within 1 hour at home as we do there.
Yeah, I think it's too many distractions. That and the fact that you got other people around you.
That, and I have a couch or a bed that I can just curl up into when I feel too tired.
And those will be the distractions.
No, they are comforts.
All right, folks. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Aether Universe podcast. We hope you enjoyed. We hope we didn't offend anybody by talking about Namor and how he would either lose or win to in a battle with Karylina, Queen of the Hydrians. So we hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you guys on the next one. Be sure, if you haven't done so, get the books of the Arcane and Calamity series, book 1, 2, and 3. Book 4 is still on the way. I don't know what day that's coming, but we have pushed the release date back to accommodate quality.
Yes.
To accommodate quality. So guys, be sure to get into the Arcane and Calamity series now. You can find those books on my website and or Amazon.com. Links will be in the description and the show notes. So with that being said, join the mailing list also because you want to be notified on all these things, including the next update on the Aether Universe podcast. Guys, you want to make sure that you are in the loop and in the know because this is going to continue. We're not going anywhere. We don't care how much you guys hate us talking about Marvel or DC, but this is the Aether Universe podcast and we are going to be here. Y'all see this Arcanon right here? See this Arcanon? gonna have to decipher that on
Aether.
one episode. We are here to stay. So we will see you guys on the next podcast.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Bye. For more information on AJ McMullen and the Aether Universe, please visit ajmcmullen.com.